About the movie, with the name of, that's a very strange name, apparently, called this due to some Blizzard lawsuit as it happens. And as it also happens, the original Diablo, the video game that is certainly better. Just the story and everything is much better. I mean, these kind of movies do not tend to be very intelligent, But even on its own standards, I mean, it just isn't. I mean, it's just whatever. So yeah, it is about a DEA agent. It's what I mean, there was a you know there, there, there was also a Stephen movie about a DEA agent, and it actually was better than this, certainly. I mean, these movies never tend to be the best thing ever or anything, but this was so formulaic, so formulaic. At one point I thought, if there is any mention at all of, sort of regret of even bothering with any of this, or questioning why any of this happens, or if it needs to happen. But no, it's just well, so basic. It's like he thought that this sort of thing couldn't happen, and then he went from there to it happening to revenge, and that's pretty much it. And I'm supposed to sympathize with revenge when the whole string of the chain of events originated from something that's so stupid. This whole thing is just absurd. You think for people who are capitalists, they understand this whole thing, but now they don't, or at least they seem to want to, um, they don't often do it, apart with antitrust laws and such, but even antitrust laws isn't exactly done in a similar fashion like this. But no, what am I saying? This is a brain dead action movie, also called action movie. I just can't believe, like, at one point, that scene where it just kept on shooting in between cars and whatnot. And it went on for so long. I was honestly bored. I just paused at one point to do something. I just, what, there's, um, I've seen, I mean, other action movies that were actually more interesting. I mean, not all of them are interesting, but what was this? And Vin Diesel, I actually watched him in Riddick, right? As Riddick. No, that is bad. That is bad. I haven't watched all of the movies there, but I've watched at least one, and I liked it much better. I mean, it's sci-fi, so naturally it would be. But this is so and as usual, it's still made some sort of profit, I think, unless the budget was. But I mean, I don't get it, So I mean, yeah, critics panned it. The audience seems to like it only slightly more than mediocre, but it still made, it seems, 20 million or something more than the budget. So yeah, it really doesn't have so the best storyline or anything. Has no reflection whatsoever. I think reflection is good in any movie. Where characters can possibly reflect, but no, they just don't. Well, reflect what? It's a brain dead action movie. That's pretty much it. This is more reflection than the characters ever have in a movie or anywhere. And also, who on earth was this Diablo guy supposed to be? I mean, he meets some guy at the end, but then he seems to say, "You think I am him?" And then what the hell happened at the very end? No, it's so that guy gets released, but So yeah, even the simplistic storyline it has, it makes no sense. Makes no logical sense. Just doesn't. Um, I'm sure even Fast and Furious make more sense than this. And while cars racing might not be the most interesting ever either, I think I could say they're likely even more interesting, if interesting is the word there, than just constant shooting. I mean, just unbelievable, just constant. I mean, sure, at least he was vulnerable as opposed to some other movies where the protagonist somehow is never even have a hit, never hit. Sure, he was. So there's that. But you know, it still wasn't very interesting at all. Really, it just wasn't. I watch movies for the plot usually, not for some guy to just continuously fire a gun or punch somebody to death. I mean, there's that. But seriously, I cannot believe it. And there was such disgusting gore as well. Like, what the hell? Right at one point, like several points. I don't know. Just they must have thought, oh yeah, let's put this in, and people will naturally flock. I mean, what you know? Uh, yeah. Technically, that wasn't even. So that's pretty much it. That's the summary of the movie. Gore and bore. You know, if it's not boring, it's gory, and if it's not gory, it's boring. And yeah, it's not really it's a disappointing Vin Diesel really. I'd much rather watch him in Riddick. Way more rather, much more rather, right? Yeah, totally rather. So yeah, nah, it's really I didn't like it.